Hello, Helper. Welcome to your dimensional tarot reading for the full moon in Sagittarius under the flower moon. If you watch the original, sorry, that camera was kind of shaking. If you watch the original general Enneagram spread, you'll see how I got these cards in this pile over here. They represent an overall tarot energy and a signifier card for this time. I also have your spirit totem, your overall chakra energy, and your moon message here. I'll be using, and you can check out the description box below as well. I have links to the tarot card decks that I use. But you can see, then we'll be diving into your dimensional tarot reading. I have this pile of cards over there in the back. Those are all of our unconscious energies for this time. But we'll be diving into those before going into your extended. But I'm just going to go ahead and take a look at our general message from the Enneagram. Your signifier card for this time is the Lovers. This is about choice. This is about choices, commitment, duality, balance, harmony, love. It can be a very positive card, but traditionally as well, it does represent choices. We have this clarified by the Hangman, a change in perspective might be necessary during this time, but we will see what the message becomes for you, because as we shift from the general collective energy, which is what these cards are pulled from, and we get more specific to the message of the helper, then we can see a shift in energy. But you have the Hangman, a shift in your perspective, but there's the Four of Pentacles, so there could be a possessive nature to you. And then we have the Seven of Cups, which is about choices. And you did have an interesting energy. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah, you had choices. Okay, so your spirit totem was Humpback Whale Singer. Sing healing songs for the world. Your inner navigation always guides you. Nothing can stop you or keep you from your goal. Align your purpose and the power in your soul. You did have a very interesting energy from the general Enneagram, right? Okay. Your sacral chakra is choice. I mean, not sacral, your solar plexus chakra. This is like your self-expression, who you are, the seat of it's kind of like your inner sunshine, but for this, it's free will, it's courage, willpower, and change. You do have the Lovers symbolizing choice itself, and there appears to be something in your perspective that must change. Your overall moon message for this time, which you didn't see in the general Enneagram, but you can see here, is the creation. All right, I'm going to go ahead and dive right into your dimensional tarot reading now that we have these underlying energies for this time. At your peacemaker slot, you have the Ten of Cups. It can be very positive, very happy as a card. There seems to be a very potentially prosperous time for you. You have the World at your reformer, but here you at the helper, you're feeling victimized at the Eight of Swords. Oh, this has been a swift change. Your achiever has a burden of some sort at the Ten of Wands. But your individualist, the artist in you knows the Six of Wands, kind of like a celebration. So whatever this is, this could be making you feel very, like you have a burden here emotionally, but also it's almost like it's worth it. Like you know the burden you're carrying, but something in it is leaving your hands feeling tied. In your mental space, like your mind space, the Enneagram has the investigator. They do represent the mind. We have the Nine of Pentacles representing an abundance. We have the Seven of Cups with this message repeating from the general energy here. Your loyalties, you're seeing through an illusion possibly, but you seem to be having a lot of choice. Your enthusiast knows the sun, so happiness. However, and this is possibly where this victimizing energy is coming from, your challenger has the Tower, but we had strength come as well. Two major arcana cards, this major arcana, major arcana, major arcana. Just this region right here with all this happiness, with the kind of like the Ten of Cups being here. this part of your spread just contains a very profound energy, and it's leaving you emotionally. It's like you know an abundance and a happiness here, but you're left questioning. And within, well, this is your thinking and fear. So maybe in your mind, this is very contenting for you in your mind space. Emotionally, there's a burden that you've had to take on for the glory, and something is leaving your hands feeling tied. Whatever this was, it possibly brought on by this tower here. Possibly, sorry, there was someone starting their car outside. Possibly brought on by this tower here, and maybe because it was unexpected, it feels like a burden, but you're feeling validated in this. I'm gonna take a look at the Ten of Cups. Right. We have the Queen of Pentacles in the reverse, the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, and then the Five of Wands. Okay, well, this is an interesting energy. The Helper, when they get pushed to the edge, hi Helper, you can get pushed to the edge, right? Okay, and all of these people who do not notice all the things you do for them because you have the Ten of Wands, you're taking on these burdens. Look, by the way, might I add, look at the Ten of Wands, looking over here at the glory, because the Helper, often what can occur, the Helper, how they're, so there's 9 in this Enneagram spread. There's 9 points, as we have seen. Each of these are kind of like an ego construct. They protect your tender little soul from being hurt, but it's also a vulnerability issue. So an underlying vulnerability issue for the Helper, one of these constructs, what they can do is, instead of expressing, hey, I need some TLC, they'll just take a lot of TLC to everyone around them, kind of hoping that someone will notice this like emotional transference that they do. So they're taking on an emotional burden here, hoping for the glory that their individualists can feel validated in. They see me for who I am through all of my sacrifices for them. It could be here. I think you're there. It's a very confusing dynamic in the spread, because it seems like you're doing the thing that traditionally the Helper would do. You take on the burden, wanting to get the validation from all the work that you're doing for those around you. Because the disaster has struck, the tower has come, and the Helper will be there to help you pick up the pieces. But then here we go to this Ten of Cups, and something, you've done something unexpected. Perhaps there was someone around you where maybe you had to swoop in and help. But there's also, in a way, this dynamic feels as if like you're acting in the way a traditional Helper would. But then there's something here where the Queen of Pentacles is in the reverse. It's like you're not giving. That we're done here. This is the choice in the illusion. It could be that you're changing this perspective here, and you're having the choice here at your solar plexus with the sun here. Your enthusiast is the sun. I'm going to go ahead and clarify the emotional burden. I'll be able to tell you a little bit more. This is crazy. Holy cow. We have the Knight of Wands, which is about departing. We have the Two of Pentacles, throwing things out of balance. And we have the Hangman in reverse. Ah! So you have the choice, it appears, to either act like the traditional helper or not. Wow. This is insane as a read. Okay, so then we have the Seven of Cups. This is illusions. What is the illusion that so far has beguiled the helper from the overall general energy? Well, it is the lovers, the choice that lies in their solar plexus here. The choice that lies in your solar plexus for authentic self-expression, and the solar plexus energy can be about creativity, but during this process, because you're solidifying your root and your sacral chakra, with your root chakra, that's like your security issues. You know, can I eat tonight? Can I have a safe place to sleep tonight? It's basically, think of it like Maslow's hierarchy of needs. And your sacral chakra, that's standing in your own power, your own primal energy, who you are. And then in your solar plexus, you express this strength. What is fascinating about your cards is, it's like, in a way, you're acting like the way the traditional helper would. You're like wanting to swoop in and take on these emotional burdens, but there's an illusion that you're seeing through, and you have the choice to throw this whole thing, this whole pattern of yours, kind of, I think, out the window, because you're the reformer here. And that's kind of like your moral, that's morality, but I think it feels like a moral duty to yourself, because we have the Seven of Cups, the illusion. This is your belief system with the loyalist. There's an inner triangle here formed, where your happiness is the emotional burden that you're seeing through. This emotional burden represents the star, which represents faith, rejuvenation, healing, justice in the reverse. So I do not believe that this healing was occurring, but there's judgment. I think you're judging this cycle for yourself as no longer acceptable. You want the glory for all the sacrifices that you're giving, but I think there's something in you that knows that this is unhealthy and your perspective needs to change. You're wanting to throw it, you're wanting to shift this dynamic, and I think you possibly could, but you have to understand what you're clinging to. So what stops the lovers, the choice from happening here from this spread to this spread, is the Four of Pentacles. It's not present here, but the Four of Pentacles is like a possessiveness, a clinginess, a miserness, stinginess. It could just be like, but it could also represent like you're building this foundation for yourself. That's why you have to be stingy, because you have to make sure there's enough for you. And for the helper, that can feel really mean, because they're so used to putting others before themselves that they don't know how to put themselves first. They don't know how to express their needs. And honestly, there's a little bit of them that is kind of scared of saying, you know, like, hey, I need you to take the reins for a little bit because I can't do this. I need help. I need someone to take over for me, because right now I just need to heal. And I can't do it alone, and I'm tired of feeling like I have to do it alone. I'm tired of feeling like, and then someone else's rock. But in a way, it's like some of you could be taking on this emotional burden, taking on all these things, and then you'll complain to other people in your life about the people that you've chosen to kind of like take care of, in a way. And in a way, like the helper can like pick up little like people who just aren't quite functional, and they just want to take care of them and help them a little bit. Like, it's not a bad thing. And we need people out there like that. We all need helpers out in the world. They're fantastic people. But I just don't want you to make that mistake where you're letting everyone else's needs become more important than your own. Because we need helpers who can do things as a challenger would, because when the helper, okay, so when the helper is healthy here, they do go to the Four. And with Enneagram theory, there's a whole nerd fight over this, essentially, like how you become healthy in the Enneagram as you continue cycling through it. Big old nerd fight. But the gist of it is that I think that your call to your authentic sense of self here, the completion, in the enthusiast, like wanting to steps forward into the sunshine of this decision and more authentic creation and authenticity for yourself here and your abundance in your mind. I think there's something here where you could swoop in and help, but I don't think that you want to anymore, because you know the glory in changing this patterning. Maybe you need to express to others around you that you just can't do it all right now. Setting some boundaries. Even if you're scared of you're not. Key people who love you know, like when you say, like, hey, no, I can't help you out right now, I can't do it right now. Someone who loves you and respects you is just going to see you as a person who's also busy, like, and there can be an emotional unhealthiness of letting your whole world get wrapped up in another person. Like, there needs to be a degree of autonomy and self-differentiation. But I think your soul is calling for authenticity here. It's wanting to shake itself loose. In this process, you might be unlike the Queen of Pentacles in reverse, the Six of Pentacles in reverse. You're not giving like you normally do, and it could be causing conflict. And you could be like not giving now because you're like, oh, I'm done. They don't respect me. They don't love me. They don't treat me how I deserve to be treated. And it could be creating like conflicts in a relationship, and you feel victimized by this dynamic because you're not able to like, dude, I love you, or be like, I love you and I want to be everything be back on point, but like in a way you can't let go of this like little festering resentment that you have, because you can't express the fact that you've been doing all these things and you want validation for them, but that sense of validation is coming from kind of like a misguided place, because you're doing those things, yes, because you want to help, because you want to be there for other people, but also because you don't know any other way to know love. It seems to me that there might just need to be a really vulnerable conversation, especially if you're in a relationship and it's on a hard patch. Like, you need to have like this more emotionally vulnerable conversation, because it feels like there's actions here that are with the Five of Wands and the with all this conflict, like it could be generating conflict is what I'm seeing. But it's not. No one wants it to be that way. You definitely, there's just wanting a need to get back to the love here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and continue on into the extended. Before we part, I will take a look at your unconscious energies during this time. You have the moon, so this is unconscious things. These are things that we need to take time to reflect on. It's your intuition. It's your oh wow. I'm just not going to put it back. But I did grab the, I'm not going to go into the chakra energies here. I use the oracle deck here to go into your chakras in the extended, but I just feel like this is worth it. But it's mirror who or what is triggering you. There could be things that you don't, it's really hard to talk about our emotions, especially because like you don't want to have to say like, hey, God, how do I put this? Like you could be, there's like some of us like the helper can become a little in when we get like super, when you get unhealthy, it can be like really hyper needy, so you like need to know where that person is all the time. Or some helpers, like especially like, because you can have like a tie with another Enneagram type, so your dominant type could be a helper, but you're also what's called a tri-type. So you could have a tri-type with like a challenger, or like you have a real close balance with your challenger. The point of this spread and the point of the Enneagram itself is actually to bring all 9 points into balance, so that you are seeing from a more holistic way. Wow, this is, I think here we also have the unconscious energy of for the moon during this time is discernment. So you're trying to see through illusions here. You do have that Seven of Cups. So it's whatever has been, and I believe this is something here with the unconscious energy of intelligence, crown chakra energy, that if you continue on this journey, you'll be able to find this answer for yourself. It starts with boundaries. It starts with recognizing your own energy, your own time, your own needs. Okay, putting yourself a little bit first. Really looking at your schedule, and do you like if you have to take like 1 or 2 nights for yourself, and I don't care about everyone's self-sacrificial BS. Okay, you can make a schedule. Think of all the stupid stuff you do in a day that you can find time for. You can find a little bit of time for some self-care and reflection, because the investment that you make in yourself towards growth can just radically pay off. How long is this? Oh my God, this is such a long reading. I'm so sorry, helper. I try to keep these under 15. Oh boy. So for your unconscious energy, for your animal totem, you do have dragon. Can you see it? Yay, yay. Okay. So you have dragon, supernatural. You are an ancient wise sage. You can shapeshift at will. Mastery is your destiny, and rise with dignity. Rise with the dignity of the knowledge that you have, because I think you can. It's like you're at a crossroads here, and you need to manifest the future for yourself past shifting this perspective, letting this fear, this possessiveness go, so that you can go for this abundance. All right, this has been your general message. I'm going to go ahead and dive right into your extended. Thank you for joining me. Check out the description box below for any questions you may have. Thank you for joining me, and I hope to see you in the next message.